Alright guys, gonna try to do a video as quick as I can about rebuilding the forks on this 2006 klx250s. I believe the 2007 is the same forks, can't confirm that. And it's possible that the 2009 and some other models are, but like I said, I just don't know. All I'm working with here is the 06. To start off, I would definitely recommend loosening the top of the fork, the cap. You'll want to take this triple clamp loose right here so it doesn't have tension on the housing. And then a 30 millimeter 6-point is what I bought at Napa that fit real well. It wasn't a perfect fit, but I'm pretty picky on that. I wouldn't try to use something that I thought was gonna slip, but it was not bad. I don't think a 29 would have fit it. Anyhow, so that hopefully will help you on deciding what you're going to use for that. I won't go into the disassembly of all these parts. Hopefully you have the knowledge to do that to get the forks free. And let's see if I have that tool. Something I used for the first time was this little tire iron. Once I loosened these to get the fork out, I used this tire iron right in there and a little pinch, and man, they fell right out, almost hit me on my feet. So this worked really well instead of jamming a sharp screwdriver in there. So here's what's going on with this one. In my case, I have fork seals that are leaking extremely bad. It's an 06, and I'm just going to replace the seals and the dust sweeps and the oil, just because it's been what I think a long time. It's, you know, there's evidence of someone being in these forks before, but either way, I just want to know, so I'm going to redo everything. I did see some videos on being able to make a tool that goes up into the seals and clean out debris that may be causing the oil to leak. That was pretty cool. I think I'm going to hold off on trying to do that until I run into that issue again. Like I said, I just want to start fresh, but I do think it's a pretty slick idea, and I will entertain that in the future. So I'll show you where I got next. You're going to want to take those slide brackets off for the guards. That'll help you get into the dust sweep. Okay. So here's what we got. Let me put this back up here. When you take them off, you're going to take this all the way loose. If the bike is on a stand, this thread is going to click because there's pressure holding up, because the wheel or the bike is pulling down on the ram that's in this fork. But once you take it out, you'll get the slack you need to pop this down. Now when they're full, I'm not sure if it'll leak out. I don't think it will. I think full, it's a level about right here. I'm not sure. But I was able to dump quite a bit out. Thankfully, I thought they were possibly dry, and that kind of worried me a little bit. But so when you get to this spot, when it drops down, you will drain out. Well, that's pretty difficult to do. I'm going to drain out the oil there. You could probably work this back and forth to get as much out, so that way you don't end up with a mess on the table when you go to break this apart. So that's enough of that. I'll move on here. Now, what I meant by evidence is, if you look at that 17 millimeter jam nut right there, or that nut, it's pretty wallered. So 17 will fit over that. 30 millimeter 6-point, possibly a 12-point, but I would do 6. We'll break this cap loose, and now you'll be able to take the spring out. Okay, Once you get the spring out, this will be, if this was the top, this cap or the spacer obviously goes into the spring, and then the cap will go into that, so through there, into there. Now I used one of these paint tools to get in and side to side pry this dust sweep out. Pops out, it popped out pretty good, but I think it's I think it's pretty hammered, so maybe yours might be a little tougher. Then you will see the pin that you have to take out next, this little clip. You'll see that spot if you spin it or look around it. You'll see that sticking out. I put a screwdriver in here, picked that out. That'll be out of this spot, by the way, in the fork, to where it's sticking out a little bit. Grabbed this with my finger and then helped with a screwdriver the other ones till it was completely out. Then you pull it off, or you can leave it on there. And then at that point, hopefully if you have most of the oil out, you'll grab onto this, grab onto that, pull them apart a couple times with a good, a good stab. I would start light, so that way you don't fling any residual oil all over the place, but it'll pop out, and then you'll be left with this. So I'm going to get a quick zoom in of the way this is, in case something comes up and you forget how it goes together or whatever. So this seal looks like it has a little bit of an angled edge on it and a little spring, but if you look on this one, it's pretty flat with a spring on it as well. But hopefully that'll kind of show you which one you're going to get. Excuse me, hopefully that'll show how yours is going to go in. So mine shows the angled edge towards the open air side, the bigger gap with the spring towards the reservoir side in here. You'll have the washer, then you'll have this friction seal that you'll take off right there. This other one that has a gap too. Okay, those just pry out and they'll come off. You don't want to open them up too much, I would assume. But when it comes to putting this seal on, a lot of people do put like a cellophane or a saran wrap over this, so when you slide the seal over, it doesn't hang up on this edge or these edges here. Maybe a Ziploc bag would work, but it might be a little too thick. I think the saran wrap is what I've used in the past, and I haven't had a problem. I wish I was able to tell you what the oil level is going to be on these, but the guy at Kawasaki said that, let's see here, this will do both of those forks if I split it in half. I'm going to do some more research. I don't have the owner's manual for this bike, so, but it's half of that is definitely a lot more than what I had in these after they've been leaking for this 6 months that I've had it. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just put them into the comments, and if I can get to them quickly, I will. And I hope this helps you guys out along your way. All right.